So guidance notes 3, I know some of you have got to guidance note 3 is quite good with the test results. So the test results must be recorded on a schedule of test results and compared with the relevant criteria. For example, in order to verify disconnection times, the relevant criteria would be designed fault loop impedance provided by the designer. So we're going to have a look at the test results in a minute. So the whole thing with testing is it's the legal requirement. It's all very well that we do all the tests and we do them all very thoroughly and we get the right results and we know that we're getting the right results. But if we don't record them while we're doing the test, there is no evidence that we've done the test. It is, you know, it has to be signed. It is like a legal document. So they are getting signed, you know, and so it is a legal requirement that we fill out these results correctly. And we will go through more documentation nearer the end of the unit. So there's a sample of a schedule of test results on the last slide. If the test results do not comply with the appropriate criteria, then the installation may be unsafe and should not be brought into or continued in service until remedial work is carried out, so until it's repaired. So as we just discussed a minute ago, the order of tests, many tests rely on the results of certain other tests being correct. Electrical testing can be hazardous, both to the tester and to others in the area of the installation during test. Compounded if tests are not carried out in the correct sequence. For example, it is great importance that the continuity, hence the effectiveness of the preventive conductors, is confirmed before insulation resistance is carried out. The high voltage used in the insulation resistance test could appear on extraneous metalwork associated with the installation in the event of an open circuit protective conductor if the installation resistance is very low. So we've just got to be careful when we're doing our tests, and it's just the test order like we discussed earlier. Again, an earth fault loop impedance test cannot be conducted before the installation is connected to the supply, and the dangers associated with such a connection before verifying polarity, protective systems effectiveness, and installation resistance will be obvious. So obviously, before we put anything is live, we have to make sure we go through all the dead tests. Any tests that fail to produce the acceptable results must be repeated after we've done the correction work, remedial work. Any other tests, the test results may have been influenced by the fault, also need to be repeated. So any test that we've done that we're not happy with the results, we need to redo that. Some tests will be carried out before the supply is connected, while others cannot be performed until the installation is energized. And what we will be doing next week is we'll start looking at some of the testing more detail and we'll go through it. So this is just a generic schedule of test results. So, you know, when we're doing our testing, and we'll have a look through here, what it might be worth us doing is actually having a look at these test results and filling out some of these sheets. So what I'll do with Mark is we'll have a look at posting some of these sheets online. And maybe even just having a look at your own distribution board and filling out some of the circuit descriptions. So I'm just going to come out of this. So I just need to stop that. So just stop that recording.